By the way, we spent 4 hours every Fajr prayer for 2 years to translate this entire Quran with Dr. Mizutani. And Alhamdulillah, we started in 2017 and then completed 2019. And so far, Alhamdulillah, we've distributed 6,000 Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Islam di Japan, Nihon Islam. Let's learn the Quran with Sensei Sugimoto. This is a Quran in easy Japanese. Yeah, Quran, Yasashii Wayaku. I'd like to explain a little bit about the background of this Quran, how I started translating, and what is the uniqueness of this Quran translation. Okay? So first, it's written Quran, Yasashii Wayaku in Japanese. Yeah, so easy translation. And then when you open it, you will find Muqaddimah, the introduction, and then index. You will find the index. Yes, so that easy to pick up which surah you are reading, and then some points, main points. Yeah, very important points. Then come to Al-Fatiha, yes, opening Al-Fatiha, beginning. Then Al-Baqarah, and they become normal pages like this. Yes, it's very good paper. It's a Qamus, it's a dictionary type of paper, thin but very strong. And then the letter also very clear. Very light, just 600 pages long. And at the back of this Quran, we add additional articles to understand Quran better. For example, I myself write one article just 6 pages long. What is the most important message in the Quran? So, for example, Japanese non-Muslim, when they open the Quran, it's quite tough suddenly reading 600 pages. Yeah. So I ask the people, why not you start from this summary? Yeah, what is the most important message in the Quran? Just 6 pages. So it's very simple. Yeah. So especially talking about the La ilaha illallah. Yeah. There is no worthy of worship but Allah, and who is Allah, and why we believe and why we have to obey Allah, and that's the main message of the Quran. So I just explain this. I also include how to read the Quran in the ring structure. This is recent discovery. This Quran, when you open the Quran, start reading, this Quran is actually not chronologically ordered and not written based on the chapter. I mean, open the one chapter, different topics in the same chapter. So people feel like, oh, this like disordered, like they're not orderly written. However, recently, the scholars, they found that this Quran has a miraculous structure. That the structure of the universe, the structure of Almighty Creator. So the ring, the ring and the ring, multiply layers of ring is actually inside this Quran, which means the meaning is repeated, and then this from the beginning and the end is synchronized, So this is the kind of structure. So we also included with Dr. Mizutani, my co-translator. He's a doctor and expert in Arabic language. We research, what is the ring structure and the meaning one by one, one chapter to one chapter. And we found that there are 4 layers of the ring structure. The big one, and the middle one, and each chapter, the small one. The smallest is Ayatul Kursi. The chapter 2, verse 255, just one ayah, but there is a ring structure there. So this ring is based on the meaning. Yeah. For example, just we can read, just I mentioned about Ayatul Kursi. For example, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. At the center, we start from the beginning. Okay, Allahu la ilaha huwal hayyul qayyum. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه Ya'lam ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum. And that is actually the center. When you count from the beginning, from one to one, that is number fifth, actually the portion. Number fifth is we call, like this, is we call put E, and the Allah knows everything. Yeah, this is the one central part of the meaning. Yeah, and then between you can see Allah permission, and the Allah will judge everything. And then next is with Allah's knowledge, everything is controlled, everything is governed. So Allah knows everything, and Allah's power, Allah's knowledge is overpassing everything. So you can see the repetition of the meaning just between the meaning of Allah knows everything. See? And for example, the beginning or end is Allah's Asmaul Husna. Ya Allah, la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Okay? The last one, وَلَا يَعُوذُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. So ending with Asmaul Husna, for example. So the meaning is like repeating. That's why when you read the Quran, or Allah is always repeating the important message again and again. Yes. So to emphasize to human being what is the most important message, because we forget. Yeah, we sleep and we tired and we forget. So Allah knows the nature of human being. So He repeated. By the way, we spent 4 hours every Fajr prayer for 2 years to translate this entire Quran with Dr. Mizutani. And Alhamdulillah, we started in 2017 and completed 2019. And so far, Alhamdulillah, we've distributed 6,000 Quran translation and distributed so far. However, we have a big plan or ambition to distribute more. Inshallah, maybe 100,000. Inshallah, maybe 1 million. Inshallah, with the help of the viewers. Inshallah, let's deliver this message of the Quran, even the meaning-wise, to the Japanese non-Muslim. That was the background of this Quran. And then when we see this Quran, there is additional uniqueness. The Quran, you can see some letter is bold, yeah, and then parenthesis, you can see the parenthesis. If you see the name of Allah, we put the bold letter, okay, emphasizing, or this, for example, you is, if Allah is a bold letter, He is talking about Allah, then bold letter. We also, same. So identify who is He, who is you, who is we. We understand, oh, talking about Allah. So first of all, we understand who is the subject. Yeah, and this is very important to recognize who is talking to who. So Allah is everywhere of the Quran, because many is bold letters, bold words. And then the parenthesis. One of the most difficult parts of the Quran to understand, for especially for the non-Muslims, there are so many pronouns. We, he, you, she, they. So who are them? So we put like if we see like karera is like them is, for example, Makkan people, yeah, or the Bani Israel, yeah, children of Israel, for example, or here is like kare. He means like Iblis, for example. Otherwise, people confuse. Who is this he? It's not Adam, not Allah, but Iblis, for example. So that people can read from the beginning to the end smoothly without asking so many questions. And that is the one of the main uniquenesses of this Quran Easy Japanese. Before, we have several translations in Japanese, but they are traditional Japanese language, a bit difficult to understand. The letter also a bit small, but we make it bigger size, and then we call desu, the ending of these sentences. We make it more soft and then easy to understand. a kind of the modern Japanese. So I hope that people can read and they understand from the beginning to the end. So that is the behind, the background of this Quran, Yasashi Wayaku, easy translation. Okay, so that's all for the background of this Quran, easy Japanese. So for the next chapter, I will explain a little bit about Al-Fatiha and then the meaning of it, inshallah. So, jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.